Well, a very good afternoon to you. My name is Colette O'Neill and I live here in the west of Ireland in my cottage. It's called Bandruí Cottage after the month of May. Bandruí is Irish for May. I'm an author, a very committed tree planter and a druidess. I live very close to Mother Earth. I've lived here for 21 years on my own. This is my own journey. So I want to talk a little bit about my journey here because the world is in turmoil, it's in chaos. Everything that we once knew and trusted and perhaps even loved has been greatly undermined. The carpet has been pulled out from under our feet. It feels like we're in free fall. And there's certainly a lot of angst amongst people because of financial restraints and job losses, losing homes. It really is a very trying time. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about my journey here over 21 years. I came here when I was 48, almost 49. I left my teaching career in London and I decided to just literally dive straight into life here in the west of Ireland and take it day by day and do whatever I could to support myself and pay the mortgage on my cottage. Now, of course, all that's behind me and I'm now a writer. I started my YouTube channel back in 2010, I think it was. And I have a website which is even older than that. So I've been very prolific on social media. Now, what does it feel like living on my own for all these years? Wonderful. Absolutely liberating. People ask if I'm lonely. Never. I've never had the time to be lonely because when you live on your own, you are responsible completely for yourself. And whatever safety nets you have woven them yourself. There's no backup other than the backup that you put in place. And some of the backup that I've put in place is to do with freeing myself from the financial system as much as possible. No, I say as much as possible in inverted commas, because it's not completely possible to do that. But anyway, I'll tell you a little bit about how I am now. Anyway, you're welcome to my story and you're welcome to this vlog, which is the Irish Cottage Diaries. Real woman, real home, real time, real life. I have been supporting myself these past 21 years. In the beginning, I used to make soaps and lotions and potions and candles and sell them at the local market. And I also used to save seeds whilst I was planting my woodland, and I would post seeds off worldwide. These are just some of the ways in which I supported myself. If you decide to do something like this, you've really got to be prepared for a time span of frugality and at times poverty. But in the end, it's worth it. And actually, while you're doing it, it's worth it also. It's a beautiful day and I've been over collecting some more apples. Now the windfalls, I've just left them because the birds and definitely the fox, and by the look of the little teeth marks, the badger as well, have been at them, which is grand. I believe in sharing the harvest. So that's some that I've collected, they're in there. But I brought quite a few of them into the cottage just to wash and put up into bowls because I'm eating them. I'm eating a lot of apples, maybe 5 or 6 a day. So look at these beautiful, beautiful apples. And they're all perfect. Quite perfect. Do you know, I have to ask myself, and I do this over and over again, why are apple trees sprayed when every single apple of mine is organic? The orchards have been organic for 21 years. The apples are perfect. There is absolutely no worms or anything like that inside them. So I think the answer to the question that I always ask myself is the same, in that there's so much biodiversity here. I've planted so much biodiversity that nature is in charge. Nature knows how to grow apples that are perfect. And it's only when we interfere and we start spraying and planting, you know, hundreds of acres of monoculture trees that disease creeps in. It's not rocket science, is it? I mean, of course it isn't. Well, would you trust your future to Elon Musk? Can they grow apple trees on Mars? Can they grow organic apple trees on Mars? Questions. Here we go. Split open. Give it a bit of a polish. Look, polishes up very well, doesn't it? Yeah, look at that. Looking forward to crunching into these. She's got a little bolio in her mouth. Absolutely torrential rain. But it comes and goes very quickly. Oh, do you want to come in? You've got your little bolio there. Okay. Let me fix it. So I've been very busy here today. I was going to go out earlier on, and then I thought to myself, I'll just zip over there to the orchard and start cutting into that bit of plantation that I'm trying to turn into a hedge. So, several hours later, here I am. Still haven't had my lunch. I need to get on with that. And I've got to cut a few brambles back. I've done most of them in there. I've got to pick up all the bits and pieces now. Let me just go over here and take a long shot. There we go. It's starting to look a bit more tamed. And I've decided, because I've got lots of blackcurrant cuttings, I'm going to put them all in front of this hedge here, so they're all facing south. So I'll have a nice blackcurrant hedge backed with a little bit of hedging that will protect it. Now I've also given this apple tree a really good prune, and you can see some of the length of the water shoots. Quite massive really. So that's got a bit more shape in it. Just go over here. So that's the scene of the of the work. So there we go. I've also cut back all the mint here on this side, so you can see it's beginning to take shape. Now I'm not too sure about cutting back the blueberries. If any of you know or could give me any advice on the blueberries, I sort of have a strong feeling that I should cut them back, but so any advice would be very welcome. I've also got some blueberries on this. God, look at all the stuff I have to move. I've got some blueberries on this side as well. There we go. I'm pretty pleased with that. This is actually the first year ever that I've managed to get so much work done before the winter sets in. Normally I'm working out here during the winter quite a lot. But this has been lovely today. Well, in between the showers, it's been lovely. And it's a great feeling. It's just a great feeling to get work done, you know? Brilliant. So lots more to do. And I've also been tucking in some of the rambling rose. Got a bit more to do there. Yeah. And these two apple trees here to prune. And the bramley. But we've got to take quite a lot of branches off this great big purple beech, and that will be a job for when the leaves fall. So not quite yet. And so my delight in buying pre-loved clothes from charity shops continues. I've got this incredible, I think I must have bought it maybe a few months back or longer, but I've just taken it out of my wardrobe because I'm looking for a jacket to go with the dress. And this is velvet, minuet, £6.50. So I got that, I think, in Enniskillen, or it might have been in Belfast. But it is beautiful and perfect. Look at that for detail. Look at that for detail. And you see how the beautiful collar's done as well. These tiny little sort of gathers. Just lovely. Let's have a look at the cuffs. Yeah, just gorgeous. Pure luxury. I mean, I'm trying to remember what I paid for this. It certainly wasn't more than £10. I don't think it was. Anyway, between this and this, we're coming in at less than £20 for the outfit. Who in their right minds goes out and buys brand new when you can shop for vintage? And with vintage, what you get is a completely unique look. No one else is going to be wearing this outfit, because this outfit doesn't actually exist anymore in terms of, you know, the chances of both of those being put together to create an outfit. Love it. I've also bought and sold vintage clothes, and I've done a lot of dressmaking as well as a lot of knitting. So there are so many ways in which you can support yourself if you're prepared to live a very frugal life. And perhaps this is one of the reasons why there's so much angst in the world, because for the past 20 or 30 years, everyone, including myself at times, have been used to having a lot. And that word more seems to have crept in. You know, we want more and more and more. But cooking one's own meals, I gave up smoking. I used to be a 60 cigarettes a day woman. I gave up smoking, I gave up drinking, I gave up going out. And going out, I've actually been out an awful lot because I go for great walks, and here in the west of Ireland there is a beautiful countryside just to keep exploring, and it is quite heavenly, so I've got no complaints there. I haven't given up a lot really. I suppose holidays and buying new clothes and stuff like that, but it's been a wonderful adventure, you know, and it allows you to step outside of yourself and step outside of so-called civilization and have a real life with real challenges, and you are the one that holds the key to everything.